Alright everyone, what I've got for you here today is a pair of Frye, I believe Gaucho is the style name, boots. They're made in the USA. You can see that, maybe that's right down in there. And got these pretty cheap off eBay. One of the problems with them, they were not used, they were new in box. I believe they were maybe a store display. They definitely don't have any wear on the soles. It's a good Vibram lug sole, nailed in. But 270 Goodyear welt. One of the issues with them though was they're pretty dry. I've put 2 layers of Lexol in them. They're still a little dry, so I still got to do a little more, but I did notice while I was brushing them, I like to apply my conditioner, let it dry. I apply it with a horsehair brush, a small horsehair brush, about half the size of this one. This is your standard shoe shine size, smaller brush, like a Kiwi brush you would get in, a Walmart or one of your other big box stores. Pretty standard sizes. This, you can buy these on Amazon, AliExpress, pretty much anywhere. This is just a soft horsehair brush. You want a soft natural hair brush for brushing your boots. The leather, I noticed when conditioning, it's rather dry, like I said, and I noticed when I was brushing them that I was leaving streaks in them. You can see here. This is a darker area I've got here, but when I brush it, you can really see how light that gets right there. And here's a spot that I didn't really do. I'll give that some brushes. You'll see how that's just as light as this area now. But not to worry, you're not ruining it, you're not scratching it, you're not doing anything. All you're doing is sort of brushing up that, well, let's call it nap. It's not really that type of leather. I'll get to what type of leather it is in a minute. But you're sort of brushing it up, and that's fine. So you give it a little rub with your hand, and it's almost all gone. You add a little patina, a little coloration to it by doing that, and it just, makes it look a little nicer. But the key is your conditioning. You've brushed that conditioner in, then you kind of pulled that nap back up, and now you go ahead and brush it down, and then recondition them and repeat. I always like to brush afterwards, after conditioning with a dry brush. That's what I have here. Like I said, I apply the conditioner, and then I usually use a brush to sort of brush it into all the little seam holes and in by the laces and everywhere. And where do you apply conditioner? Well, everywhere you can see. In on the laces, down around the heel cuff here, the boot strap, all in by the sole. Just give them a good conditioning. Make sure that they're drinking it in, because good supple leather is stronger leather. Dry leather, well, it's like your hands. They crack when they're dry, and leather will too, and it'll crack when it bends and flexes. And then you'll start getting those cracks in there, and that's the end for a pair of boots or a jacket or something like that. So that's why you got to keep it conditioned. Now you don't need to do a lot of upkeep, just once in a while. A jacket maybe once a year or every 6 months or so, depending how much you wear it. And what type of conditions you're in. But if it's a fashion leather jacket, once a year is fine, and it'll feel great. You'll be comfortable, and you'll be glad you did it, because it'll only take you a few minutes, and it'll keep the items you spent good money on looking pretty good. Hopefully you can get them a little cheaper, like I did these. Every once in a while you can score something nice for cheap. I know some people go thrifting and stuff too, and get a lot of times you can get a quality item used or cheap from somewhere else than the normal market for a better price than you can a brand new but not so well made item. And well, when you do that, you end up on top. But if you don't like that and you want to pay full price direct from manufacturer or something, or have someone custom make it, all the better too. That's your choice, and there's nothing wrong with that. But just know what you're getting. Spend a couple minutes researching what you're getting and how to buy it and what's worthwhile to spend your money on, because you've spent time in your life to get that money. There's no point in wasting it, just throwing it away on something that you're just going to need to throw it away again 6 months later. So if you got some quality items, they'll last you a long time. Anyway, back to the brushing. You can brush, give them a brushing all over, but don't be afraid when it gets real light. I'll do the toe here. I mean, you can See how light I'm making that toe? I mean, you can make them really light if you want. But, I'll condition that up. That'll darken back up pretty good, and it'll soak it right in. I use Lexol. I like Lexol because it's a little lighter. Some people don't think it conditions very well. I think it does a pretty nice job. And sometimes you got to apply 2 coats, but it's not too greasy or heavy. And on jackets and things, that tends to just attract dirt. Same with boots. Same with shoes. Anything really. So I found it's a good overall conditioner. Things like Big 4 work great. I've used that on a hat before. Used it on a jacket before. There's leather honey and mink oil. I've used them all. They Obenaufs. I mean, different things all work very well. The key is make sure it's conditioned. That's priority number 1. From there, some of them darken more than others. Some of them don't darken at all. Some of them, are a little tackier. Some of them aren't. You just, make sure it's conditioned though, because again, that's priority, because from there you can work on color and stuff and figure out what you like. But if they're not conditioned, you're just going to ruin them, and that's worse than making them too dark or anything like that, because, well, throwing it out, what a waste. All right. As far as these boots are concerned, they are a little older. Like I said, I got them on eBay. Excuse me. The soles are not dry. That's something to look for when you're buying old stock. It is not a dry sole. This is a Vibram sole. They tend to last a long time and tend not to dry out quite as much as other brand soles. Sometimes certain brand soles, you'll get them old stock. They will crumble as soon as you start wearing them. You'll just wear them on concrete or on the road, walking, and they will just shred right from under you. A lot of old Army boot stock is like that. It's not worth buying. You'll need to resole them right away. You won't get more than a couple weeks out of them. It just crumbles. It's just too dry, and there's really nothing you can do to prevent that from happening once they get to that point. It's just dry rot. It happens. These, I bought them knowing that they, seemed a little older from the pictures because they were going for a pretty cheap price, and they looked kind of dry, but not the soles, but the leather did. And I thought, I think I'm going to go ahead and take a shot on that. And I'm glad I did, because they're, like I said, they were new in box, pretty cheap, and I think they were store display or something, judging by, there was a couple of scratches on them and stuff, but just, small scratches that just buff out with a brush, so nothing to worry about, and no reason that would have made them cheap. It was just, they were older stock, probably from a store closing or something. It happens all the time. You just got to look out for those deals. These, like I said earlier, are made in USA. Frye boots, the made in USA, made in Mexico lines tend to be quite quality. The, made in China lines tend to not be as quite quality. I have a video up about China boots, so it's not saying anything about things made in China. Sometimes you can buy some good things made in China. Sometimes you can buy some good things made by Frye, made in China. Just some of their stuff I've noticed is a little more fashion-y line as far as made in China. That's when you'll get your glued together, as opposed to the Goodyear 270 welts here. You'll get, thinner leathers, things like that. These, the type of leather I said we'd get to. This is a sort of, has a feel like Timberlands, but a lot of work boots feel like this. It's not the type of leather you'd shine like a military boot. It's not quite a nubuck like a Timberland, but it has a softer feel, almost like that. And again, that's the type of leather you generally just condition. You don't usually put a paste wax on. You can if you want to. That's your choice. But a lot of, tradesmen and things like that will have this type of leather, and, they should know to condition their boots, because the difference of getting, 6 months out of your boots or a year versus a year and a half to, 2 years is, or even being able to resole them and, go 2 to 4 years is, that's just money out of your pocket. And, that's enough money, on certain pairs of boots to be able to afford some really nice things, even maybe another pair of boots, depending what you're into. You'll see that, I have lots of pairs of boots. I mean, some of it's for fashion, some of it's for work. It just depends. I'm not easy. I take care of my things, but I wouldn't say that I treat them, with too much of kid gloves, because, well, I like my things to be quality and to perform for me. So, again, get yourself a horsehair brush, get some conditioner, get your boots conditioned, Don't worry if you see the little scratches while brushing, because you know you're not hurting it, you're just brushing it up, and that's fine. That'll come back. This leather is commonly referred to as pull-up leather. One of the qualities of that you can tell is when you know, give it a little squeeze like this. Now you'll see this lighter line that I just put there. I'll do another one up here by this square so you can see. I'll do it the other way this time, horizontal. And now, you know, you see you got that line right there. But the thing about pull-up leather, you know, give it a little rub, and you know, that's practically gone now. And once I condition it and brush it, you won't even see that again. It's just, you know, one of the things that gives boots like this a nice patina once you wear them, and really lets them wear in nice, and you know, they just have that rugged yet sophisticated look that, you know, a lot of people are looking for. You know, sometimes people just want boots to perform, and that's fine. Some people want it for a certain look. Some people just want it for a certain look. Whatever you like, it doesn't matter. That's all your choice. There's no right or wrong. Just make sure you condition them, because that's the only wrong that there is letting your boots go dry and ruining them for no reason at all. Alright, take care.